Namaste and a very warm welcome to today's 20 minutes summer Pilates class with Sandra from Leo Yoga Love. So if you have, just take your own body weight and a thick mat for Pilates, and let's get started with our breaths. So find yourself here with your hands on the rib cage. Take a big inhale through your nose and find this little extension of your spine, and on an exhale you feel out of the mouth the breath, the belly goes to the spine and your spine is getting to flexion. Do this one more time here with awareness how the spine is moving to your breath, and on an exhale the belly goes in, we're getting to flexion. So with that breath we started to activate our powerhouse, and we will get first in an over cross-legged seated position and come to a nice side bend. So you want to reach up, open your sternum and follow your hand, and then come back in center, and we just side bend the opposite side. And find yourself here with a nice breath in a one rib cage breath, and then come back to center. Inhale, and then we go exhale. We're side bending to the side, maybe looking up to the sky, and then come back center, arms east and west, and then side bend here one more time. Maybe you can go a little bit deeper with the last one. Inhale, and then exhale, side bend. Maybe your hand can come down to the mat more, and then lift back up over your side muscles, and then reach up and over. And then from here, come to center. Good. We are getting now here in a little roll down. We're getting into our series of 5. So take your knees in flexion and then roll vertebra by vertebra down your spine. And then from here, take your hands behind your neck, lift those legs in tabletop position. We are getting into double leg toe taps. On an exhale, inhale, we come up. Can you lift head, neck, and shoulders a little bit higher and draw those adductors towards each other? Lift and lower. We go for the last 5. Keep the ankle of your legs in the same alignment, and you want to reach far forward with those toes. Keeping your spine, your lower spine, in a neutral position and breathing properly per movement. Good. From here, we are just bringing the arms up on 90. Bring the arms down. We are getting into hundreds. Pumping the arms. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep that staccato breathing. Reach far forward while you're pumping through your tricep. Maybe bringing one leg straight out. Maybe bringing the opposite leg straight out. Go and pump here. Keep that chest lift even higher. Go for the last 3 sets here. In through the nose for 4 and out through the mouth for 4. Good. Continue. Reach forward with the fingertips. The tricep is activated. Your core is working here. It's firing up through the hundreds. And then from here, last set here. And then we go in through the nose for 4 and out through the mouth for 4. Bend the knees in. Good. Hand behind the neck. Getting into crisscross. We are twisting opposite knee to elbow. And then come back to center. Inhale. Exhale. We rotate. We come back to center and breathe, probably per movement. Come back. And again, exhale. Can you lift both shoulder blades off the mat when you're twisting, rotating your upper body? Keeping always those knees over the hips. And we go for 5 more. And then exhale. We rotate. Inhale to center. And we go for the last 3. Keep your lower body really parallel to the mat. Just the upper body is in a transverse plane of motion. Good. Twist, twist, twist even more. Feel those obliques. We're getting into oblique work here in our crisscross. And we go for the last one. Good. Exhale. And back center. Nice. We are getting into a 90-degree leg. Maybe arms stay on 90, maybe to the side, or maybe holding for a single leg straight stretch. Your legs. The goal is not to shift your hips. Just keep here your hips still. Good. And we go. Feel also this nice stretch in calves and Achilles into the back of your leg. Good. Continue here for the last 5. If the hip is still through your core, you can move even a little bit quicker if the hip stays still. Yes. And we go. Last 2. And we go for 1. And then we bend back in, hug ourselves in. Good job. And then keep your hands one more time behind the neck. Double leg lift and lowers. We come to a dorsiflexion. We lower. We point. We lift the legs back up. We lower. And we point. That's the hardest of all for me in the series of 5 actually. And then we lower. And we go low. Yes. Keep the lumbar pelvic really neutral. If you have the feeling you're lifting off the mat, don't lower the legs too much. Good. And we go. Nearly there. 2 more. Yes. Last 1. Okay. Bend your legs. Lower the feet down. From here, arms stay up on 90 for more advanced or to the back. Look what's appropriate for you. We are getting into bridging. You will now roll the spine vertebra by vertebra up, hold it here, and then curl back down vertebra by vertebra. Draw those inner thighs towards each other, tuck on an exhale, and roll back up. And then we curl back down from that shoulder girdle to the lumbar spine. And again, exhale, we tuck the tailbone, anterior tilt pelvis, and then we curl down. So our hip bones want to reach up to the ceiling while the knees want to shift more far away from us and then curl back down. Good. Now from here, when we lift up, we straighten one leg up and then we lift and we hold and then we roll back down and we roll back up. We're reaching with the toe up to the ceiling and then we roll down. Keep everything still. The hips are in line. And then we curl again. And try to be even with your hip bones. Lift up. And then we curl. And we lift back up. We stay here. We go for a lift and lower. Single leg lift and lower. Try to reach always higher up with that toe if you can. Be on the shoulder girdle with your load, not on the cervical, not on the head. And keep the hip bones even. Good. We go for 2 more. 1 more. You work a lot on the opposite side in the hamstring and glutes. Last very 1. And then from here, curl back down. Bend your leg in, opposite leg. Inhale. Exhale, curl up, reach up with that leg. And then curl back down, opposite side. The legs stay in a hip distance and feel those adductors still that they want to draw towards each other. And then we lift. We want to reach out of that socket. And we go down. And we exhale, we lift. Working in the opposite back leg now. Keep everything still. Retract the scapulars even a little bit more. Can you reach even higher with those hip bones? And again, curl. And we stay here. We want to reach higher up. And we come to that lift and lower. Keeping both hips in the same line. Not dropping them down. Holding through your trunk. Your abs, your powerhouse, oblique slings, transverse abdominis, diaphragm, pelvic floor, all those nice things, what made you to the great powerhouse. Good. We go for the last 3 here. 2 more. 1 more. And from here, hold. And then we curl back down. Good. Bring that leg back down. From here, coming to a roll up, keeping the arms to the back. And on an exhale, we will chest lift, curl the arms, and we roll back up. And we open the legs for a spine stretch forward, stretch, and then we curl. And we do it one more time. Curl. We lift, we're closing those legs, and we roll back down, vertebra by vertebra, very gentle and slowly. Pull the belly more in, shoulders are really away from those ears. And then inhale, lengthening. And on an exhale, chest lift, roll back up, sit tall, open the legs. We are getting into a sitting saw. From here, first of all, we take the hands behind the neck and we come to a little side bend. So you want to reach to the side, you want to lift up, inhale. Exhale, side bend, and lift. And again, side bend. Inhale, all those obliques are pulling you back up in a frontal plane of motion, ideally. Keep your elbows wide, but a little bit up. And again, we do it one more time per side. Side bending, come back. And again, exhale, side bend. Good. From here, keeping the hands on the shoulders, we are twisting, spine twist, back center. We are twisting the spine to the opposite side. Inhale, exhale. And again, twist, back and opposite. From here in that twist, we open the arms. We hinge forward, lateral flexion with rotation, we open. We lift back up, we grow tall. We come back to center. We twist. We open the arms. And we come back in a lateral flexion with rotation. Come back to center. Spine twist into saw. Reach for forward. Reach, maybe pulsing. If you're an advanced mover, come back center, inhale, twist, and then open. Twist, twist, lift, and then back to center. We do it one more time. Exhale, open, hinge forward, lateral flexion with rotation, maybe pulsing. Lift up, hands to the shoulders, back center, inhale, twist, twist, open up, reach forward, and then come back to center. Okay, good. From here, let's get a little bit into our side series. So from here, we will get a little bit into our clamp situation. So we will bend our legs. We're keeping the toes high up. We're keeping the elbows under the shoulder and the rib cage really high up. So from here, we will open the top leg into an externally rotation and then coming back to an internally rotation. Good. Keeping those ribs really in. Okay. Open and close it. Good. From here, after doing this maybe 5 more times, you know you're always invited to do a little bit more. Good. We are now reaching up with those legs, bending in, and now trying to internally rotate more externally and bring that leg straight up. So internally rotation, open externally, and reach high up. Good. And again, internally work in that hip socket, open up, and then find the connection, big toe, find your alignment, not rolling over the glutes, keeping those hips really stacked. Okay, good. We're going here for 5 more times. Internally, externally, and we lift the legs straight up. Good. Lift. And then internally, we go one more time here. Good job. And then from here, we are closing those legs. Bring those legs straight up. So they want to come forward into the mat. We're getting to scissoring legs. So you want to open those legs to the side. Keep those hips really stacked over each other and finding always those top leg on your hip high. Good. So actually you're on your greater trochanter here. Good. You have a banana shape a little bit. Good. Last very 4. 2 more. And 1 more time here. Good. From there, we come to a développé leg. Open up that leg and we reverse it. We go back. And then we come to that développé leg. We open. Maybe we find a little stretch. And then slowly bring that foot back. So the bottom leg is off the mat ideally. You're still stacked with the hips over each other. And then we lift. And then we come back. And we open. And we bring that foot back. So we are brushing over the inner thigh. And then we do this 2 more times. And we lift and brush it back. Good work. Okay, from here, slowly bring your legs into that Z seating position. And then find a nice stretch to one side. Inhale, come up. And then 1 more time, side bend. In your seated mermaid, maybe you come now to the forearm and then lift back up, grow tall. We do it 1 more time, side bend. And then lift back up. Good. We are getting to the opposite side. Okay, so find yourself first here with your elbow under the shoulder, then getting into that 90-degree leg. We are lifting the toes off. We are getting into that clam situation, opposite side. So keep the big toes together, and then we find that externally, rotation internally. You want to be sure that those hips are really stacked over each other. The wrist is long. You're lifting out of that rib cage. You're working in that QL right now. And then lift and open. Good. We will add on the straight leg, like on the opposite side. So you will open. You will reach up. You will come back knee to knee. Open. And then you find knee to knee internally and open. Maybe giving here a little stretch. Stretch, 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 stretch. And then continue the work. Bend. Internally, X, stretch, bend. Internally, and then we go up. And again, do this with precision. Just the movement is from the socket. And I know one hip is maybe more close than the other. That's really normal. And then lift. And then we lower. And we open. You're doing it 2 more times, not sinking in. I also have to remind myself to stay in the best Pilates shape. Good. From here, we are getting the legs together into the front corner. We are getting into the développé leg. Open. And you want to brush back. And again, you brush back in. Open. And then you brush back. Good. And you open. Feel that range of motion you create here in your hip. Try not to sink those ribs. I have to remind me I'm hugging myself now to stay more up. Good. And again, do it 2 more times. We are opening, keeping those hips really stacked, working in that QL. And then we lower. We are getting to scissor. Good. Nice. And I really feel the work in the back now. Okay. Good. Keep those legs really strong. Lift them from that socket, keeping the hips stacked. And we go for the last 4. 3 more. 2 more. And we go for 1 more here. Nice work. And then from here, just bend your legs to mermaid. And we're getting to a side bend. Reach up and center. And again, side bend. And we go to center. And again, side bend. Feel the stretch. Good. Nice work. From here, let's get a little bit into our reversed plank. So we're getting into a nice back control. So the fingers are looking outwards. And from here, we bring the hips up with the hip bones high up. Hold, and then bring it down. Maybe adjusting a little bit more the hands. And then again, exhale, squeeze your glutes. Pike those hips up. Don't drop the head to the back. And then lower. And again, exhale. Pull the belly in. Reverse plank. And then we lower. Good. Who wants to add that leg on? It's welcome. And then lower. We go slowly. And then again, we lift. Opposite leg. We lower and go down. And again, hip bones go up. And then we lower. Exhale. Opposite leg. Lower. Go down. And again, lift. Exhale into back control with a little break in between. And then exhale, prepare, lower, down. And we go one more time, up, hold, and then we sit. Good. From here, interlace your hands and come to a nice stretch. Bring the arms up. Feel the stretch on the back of your legs. Good. Hold. Okay. So from here, over crossing those legs, getting into all fours position. Good. Hands will be under shoulders. Knee will be under, hips under knee. Good. From here, we are lifting one leg up, and then we are getting into a nice push-up. And then we lift. From here, tuck your back toe under, lift yourself up, and then getting into push-up. And again, lift. And then we lower. Lift like a hover, single leg hover in a quadruped. And we do this 4 more times. Good. Lower. Lift. And we lower. Keep the center. Lower. And we lift. Lower. Last one. Bring that opposite knee in. Hold it. Hold it. And then slowly release. Good. Get up into a nice side stretch. From here, arms are forward. And then you will squeeze your glutes, lift the pubis up, hinge back. And then we lift. Inhale. And again, thigh stretch to the back. Squeeze your glutes. Keep your lumbar spine neutral. Hinge back. Chest is open, belly in. Lower. And lift. We go for 3 more. Hinge. Lift. Exhale. Feel the side stretch in the quad. Feel that strong activation of your core. One more time. And we go. Good. Hands back into all fours, lifting the opposite leg off. We are getting to push up. Lower. We hover. We lower. Push up. Chest stays open. Good. Lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, push up. And lift. And we lower. Good. Continue for 3 more. And we lift. And we lower. Keep the center line. Lower. And lift. Last one. And then from here, hold. Bring the opposite leg here. Hold it. Hold it. And release. Good. We are stepping back into our proud pose. Come down to the mat over a push up. Good. From here, hands under the forehead. You're going into mermaid tail. You're lifting the back leg off the size of the mat. So keep your spine neutral if you can. Pull the belly more in and try to push up to the ceiling, to the universe, to the sky. Last 5. 4 more. Last 3, 2, and 1. Bring the legs down. Bring them to the mat. So we want to come into extension a little bit with the spine, with the upper body, and then take your hands behind the neck. So you will lower. You will lift. Find the length. Find the length. Yes. Pull that belly more in. Go like a little snake up. We go for a last 3. 2 more. And last very 1. Good job. Sitting back into a nice resting pose. From here, getting to up stretch. Tuck your back toes under. Find a nice stretch. Hold here. Come with me to arabesque leg. Arabesque 2. And then bring that knee in. Bring it forward. Find a nice twist for a nice rotation in your spine. And then from here, stepping back to up stretch. Lifting that opposite leg off. Arabesque 2. Inhale. Step forward. Twisting your spine. Feel a nice stretch. And then from here, very gentle, step back to up stretch. Bring your knees down. And I want to thank you for joining this little mat Pilates class here during my summer break. I hope you enjoyed it. All the best. Namaste, Sandra.